All right, here in this last video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretty quickly create a brown material, a black grayish material, a goldish material, a dark brown material, and a light brown material. And I'm going to paint the various parts of the front of my TV that correspond to these various different objects so that we can see how they're looking. So over here in Max, I want to teach you guys about something called selection sets. Right here, this little spot that I just clicked into, let me unclick there. See where it says Create Selection SE? Well, that's, if I moused over it, let's see, come on, there we go. Named selection sets. Assign a name to the current selection or pick a saved set from the list. The cool thing is this is going to create lists. So with polygons selected, I want to create my first selection set, and that's going to be these faces and these faces. Oops. So I should have 8 polygons selected. These faces all correspond to this outer edge here. You can see it has a lip that goes down, and it goes all the way around the TV. And so I'm going to set that first selection set up, and I'm going to call this the front face. All right. Now, let me be careful here. Let me check something. Good. I didn't get anything back there. Got to be careful doing this, by the way. Whenever you create these selection sets, do be looking around. I mean, I looked over there. I saw 8 polygons, and that's what I expected. And that's great. Now, I can click anywhere over here, and if I want to, drop down that menu and go front face, and bam, it takes me right back to all those front faces. That's cool. Now, the next selection that I want to make will be these 8 pieces. And these 8 pieces, this is that small lip on the inside. So if I zoom in on this, I've got this second lip selected here. So that one's going to be the, let's call this what? Small lip. Small lip. Okay, that's the small lip. All right, good. And silly me, I did all that clicking and I didn't bother to go look around here. All right. Just to make sure you don't accidentally select anything in the back, check this button over here. Ignore back facing right there. Ignore back facing. Make sure that's selected right there. You see, like in a moment, I'm going to do something like, I'm going to like draw. Let me go to the selection object tool here. I'm going to draw this right here and select all those. Those are all like part of the screen. If I didn't have that button selected right there and I did that, I would actually be getting the whole back side. See, the back got selected right there. But if I check ignore back facing and I select all those like that, I get all those and I don't get the back. I don't get anything in the back. Now I'm going to go through, I'm going to select the individual pieces I missed. These are all part of the screen. You can see they're all part of the screen because they jut out. And let me see here. These jut out a lot. Nope, not going to do it that way. Not going to do it that way. I'll figure it out later after I remove it, maybe. So that basically has all of the polygons that make up the screen. So since I have all those polygons selected, They look good here. I'll go ahead and create a selection set that I'll call screen. And now I can cycle through these. There's the front face. There's the small lip. Here's the screen. Now, I want to get these faces right here. This is the part that looks like the black interface. So the dark interface. Dark interface. That's just those four simple pieces. And then this area right here, let's get off that move tool so we don't accidentally be moving anything around. You can even draw like a little, a little box across two of them at a time, and you get those two. Let me double check, make sure I didn't select anything I didn't want to get selected. All right. This right here is the gold face. That's the gold face. Now let's see. I think I've got them all named. I've got the dark interface. Let's see. Control Z. There we go. Gold face. Don't forget to hit your enter key. Glod face. Mr. Booth. Okay, that's my glod face. Learn how to spell. So I've got my front face out there on the outside. I got my small lip right there on the inside. I've got the dark inner face. I've got the gold face. And I've got the screen. So now that I'm able to select all those polygons when I want to, let me go ahead and open up the material editor. You press the M key. Let's get the material editor here opened up. And with the material editor open, I'm going to create like 5 quick materials. This first material, I'll change its name to dark. And we're going to pick like something in the dark range here. So I'm looking at this picture here. It's not black. It's not gray. It's almost kind of like it's even got kind of a texture to it. Later, when I'm fine tuning this material, I might put some kind of texture on it. But for right now, if I just got a nice gray hue, that'll look good. Now let's see. That part that's going to be the dark, that will be my dark interface. So I'll highlight that. Get the little worm coming out and get the worm over the TV case. Make sure I'm over the part that I'd like to apply this to. Let go of the mouse. I just painted that. Let's take a look. And whoop, there it is. I've got that first color going in. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and bring in shellac. I want to bring in a shellac because shellacs are nice for making like something that looks like gold. And here for the diffuse color here, I'm going to pick something in the, that turned out pretty goldish. Yeah, I'll go with that. Okay, good. And then let's see, the glod face, gold face, I'll go ahead and grab the end of this one and bring it over and get it over the TV there. And let me hit the quick render button and there's my gold face coming together. That's looking pretty cool. All right, little vertical stack that vertically stacks these materials for me. It's got this one right here, which I'll call gold. I'll try to spell it right this time. Gold. There we go. And my dark physical. I'll bring another physical material in, and this one I'm going to call brown. And we'll call this one dark brown. I'm going to give 2 different shades of brown so that I can see some contrast here. So my first brown, I'll pick, darker. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I like that brown. Let me get my front face. That's the part I want to paint with this brown, the front face. And let's take a look at it in the renderer. beginning to look a lot like that television in the picture. Not really, but really, it actually is. This is kind of cool. All right, let me get my small lip, the small lip. I'm going to paint the small lip with some other less brown color. Let me stack these vertically now. Notice how that I hit that little button there and it stacks them vertically for me here. Bring another material in. And I'm going to call this one, first one was called dark brown. This one's just going to be brown. And I will set its color to, this will be a nicer shade of brown, a lighter shade of brown. This way I can get some nice contrast work in here. Collapse that down, slip it into place here, get the little rubber band coming out, mouse over it, and let it go, and open up the render settings. Hey, as long as I got the render settings open, every time I render this thing, hit this button, render, it's making this kind of small render for me here. And I want to change it from that small render. So here under output size, I'm going to set that down at HDTV video. And then when I hit the render button now, it gives me a much larger file and a higher resolution too, so I can really see how things are starting to look here on the front of my TV. All right, I'll close the render settings button. And the last thing I need to color here is my screen. And so my screen is going to be made just out of a regular physical material. And I'm going to do some interesting stuff to this screen here, okay? I'm going to make it a light blue. I want it to be a nice light blue. And there's one category down here called transparency. I want to take the transparency to this from 0 to 0.9. I'm setting the transparency to 0.9. And what that's going to end up doing actually is that's going to end up making my screen see-through. So here's my material 57. This is going to be my screen. And I'll go ahead and drag my screen material in and drop it on the screen. And now when I hit the render button, well, nothing looks really different here. It looks kind of like the same. Well, let's check something out, okay? Let's check something out. Let's go ahead and go to the Create tab, and let's build a teapot. And I'm going to right-click, and I will... let's see. Hide unselected. Wait, no. I got the box selected right now, so let me just hide that. There we go. Get that out of the way. I want to put a teapot right here at the origin. And then I want to move the teapot up a little bit, and then I'm going to unhide all. There we go. And, just by dumb luck now, I've got that teapot inside the television here. Now let me go and hit the render button. And what do you know? Look at that. There's a teapot inside the TV. And that's because I made the screen transparent. And I applied that light blue color to it. And so we're really not seeing that light blue color. What we're seeing is inside. Let me roll in closer. And now I am inside. Am I inside? At some point I'm going to get inside this thing. Now I'm inside the teapot now. I'm inside the teapot. I can't really see inside. There we go. But I'm inside the teapot here, and I can see that inside, where the teapot's at, the inside of our box is like colored gray. The material we put on the outside doesn't appear on the inside of the box. And so, that teapot is definitely inside. And but when I hit the render button here, I can see that, all right, I got my materials applied. I'm beginning to color this thing. And does it look at all like the TV that I'm trying to build? Let me bring this up right here and go bring that like this and set that here and set this over here. And then I'm asking myself a question here. How am I doing? And okay, I got some fine tuning I can do, but I'm getting the shape of this. I've got the general components. It looks kind of cartoonish. That's okay. It's okay for it to look kind of cartoonish. But that's it for today, and that pretty much catches up all my videos. Thanks.